Hey Emerson, welcome to fifoinspo. Now, thanks for first of all, thanks for taking the time to share with me right now as we speak. I really appreciate it. But yeah, so let's basically get into it. What do you reckon? Is it possible if you could tell us something a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, I came from Brazil, when I was 19 to 20. I was doing mechanic engineer, and then I came to learn English.
Well.
I love the country. I called my father, said, you can cancel, I'm gonna stay, And I went to see what can I do to stay in Australia, and continue engineer was too expensive for me. So I had a passion for chefing, and chef was in the list. So that was my second option. So I became a chef, and then I got a sponsor, and then first I was in Sydney for 4 years, then I moved to Perth to get a sponsor. Then I got a sponsor, I got my permanent residency, and then I moved into FIFO because it's a bit of more money. So I was a bit stressed in Perth with the life of a chef in Perth. We work too much and the money's not there for chefs. It's kind of sad, But so I heard about FIFO job, and I applied and I got it straight away. Then I started doing FIFO in 2015.
Oh well.
Yeah. And
so that's what, 3 years you've been in the game? 3.5 years?
Yeah, 3.5, before. And then then I started doing FIFO. And I thought it was gonna be less stress, but it was stress as well, because it's long hours. And sometimes you have short breaks. But
sorry.
And then it's a good way the FIFO if you want to get in a FIFO job, and you meet a lot of people. So it opens a lot of doors. And you can get you can try to change your pathway if you want. Like I'm trying at the moment. I got all tickets. I got confined space, working haze. First aid, HR, F extension. And I'm trying to change my career at the moment. And this is. But I'm still doing chef because I'm casual. So it's good to be casual because you go here and there, so you meet a lot of people, do a lot of connections.
That's exactly right. It's really great, man. So can you define a chef? What's basically a routine? What kind of routine as a chef do you?
In a mining?
Yeah.
You have two shifts, so you can work morning or night. Usually it's from 9 to 9, so 9 in the morning to 9 in the night, or 9 in the night to 9 in the morning. So basically, you cook for a lot of people, so you cook in a bread pans. So you come, do your pre-start, and then you have the menu, and you basically cook a lot of the menu. Like a lot of food for example, roast pork. You cook a lot of roast pork, a lot of trays. And then like sometimes I usually before I used to love Fridays, and I got in the mind is to hate Fridays because it's a fish and chips day, Well, I was working Bottle Island and was 4,500 people.
Oh wow!
32 chefs per swing, 16 chefs per shift, 8 kitchens.
Wow!
And it's a non-stop. One day I was working Friday, and then I said, chef, I need a break, but if I take a break, we're gonna fall behind because we still didn't have enough chefs. It was like, oh man, make it happen, and so it's very stressed, Like if you are the job in a mining, if you don't have time to do, it's okay, you do it another day. But food, people have to eat. So there's not this thing that let's do later, if you don't have time, you have to make time for it, because people gotta eat. So it's very, very stressful, especially the end of the year, the people take their holidays.
Yeah.
You know, so they are understaffed, and you go there to cover. So you gotta do like 4 dishes and then cream, and, you know, fruit, maybe desserts. It's like a lot of things, you know. So it's a very full-on professional.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Now, from your experience, what's the healthiest cooking technique you've ever come across?
Steam.
Absolutely. Why is that?
Yeah. Because you don't use oil. You mostly use the steam to cook the dish.
Yep.
And if you let the less oil you use or the less salt is the best, you know.
Oh,
So,
okay. And it's evidently
Yeah.
statistical wise, we would like that.
Yes.
Oh, okay. True.
So-
And what? Thanks for that answer. You know, it's because it brings culture in because this place is like sort of, obviously you've got gyms and stuff, and they sort of promote healthy alternatives,
Yeah.
and you really want to. Is that the main option?
Yeah, like
For dishes, I mean.
Yeah, we gotta have, because we gotta give choices to people.
Yep.
You know, not everybody that wants to eat health.
Yeah.
So you gotta have some fat as well there, and give it the option. But you always say, you know, stay with the greens, probably a low fat meat.
Yeah.
You know, or stay on a white meat is good. You know, and it's kind of very very difficult for me because I'm towards the vegan, you know, part.
Oh, okay.
So I don't eat much meat.
Meat and stuff and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, and which you know you can live good as well, you know, from being
Yeah.
vegan, because people have a different idea of veganism. You know, they think that you need your protein and things like that. But for example, spinach has a lot of protein. You know,
Okay.
and chickpeas and you know all this. There's a lot of dishes you can do not using meat. You know. But yeah, that's why I always say stay on your greens, on your veggies. You know, if you like meat, maybe a white meat or a lean meat.
Yeah.
Is also, you know, yeah, health is always.
Healthy is always good, obviously. Now, what kind of swings do you do here?
Well, at the moment I'm gonna do 2 weeks.
Yep.
So I'm for Christmas and New Year's Eve, and then I fly back on the 7th. I just came today, this morning. And then basically I don't know after what's gonna happen because I'm casual. So what happens is when I get to Perth, if I want to have 1 week off, I get my week off, and then I call my company and say, look, I'm good now to go back. Or if I want to go back, have 1 day off, and then I call my company the next day and say, look, I'm good to go back, and then they find me a job, you know. So it's always like flexible like that.
Yeah.
You know. So as soon as I say to them I can fly, they find me a job.
Is it strenuous? Like, do you sometimes is it day shift, night shift?
Oh, they never know. They say once you get there, probably they know, but because they don't want me to choose, they don't want us to choose.
Oh, okay.
So they say, oh, when you get there, you're gonna find out. We don't know.
Oh, right. What would you prefer?
I like morning.
Yeah.
I mean, morning when I say it's day shift. I like day shift, you know.
Just because your rhythm, your routine,
my routine is it also depends of the site, you know. Some sites I like night because of the crew.
Yeah.
You know, that crew that stay there, but I usually prefer morning shifts because I like doing dinner and things like that. So like, you know, morning is kind of boring, a lot of eggs. eggs, you know. They don't create much.
Yeah. Wow. No, that's amazing, eh? In a way of in a way of just routine, eh? You know, it's really hard to try and do that anyway.
Yeah.
But other than that, what else is there? Now, look, a big topic, mental health. What do you think about it? What are your...
Maybe take fives, you know, and take your time, and if you feel stressed, just take a break, you know. That's because it's people don't see, you know. People say, oh, why the chef is grumpy, or you know, why he's always like sulky. It's because the profession is very stressful for us, you know. It's people don't see that, and it's like the whole thing, you know. It's very stressful. We don't make as much as money, you know, like in Perth. It's the way I see it, it's not just because I'm a chef, but it's just the way I always see this profession. Is like we should be making good money, because we deal with food, you know. People can get really seriously sick, you know. And companies don't see it as that, you know. They see it as just, oh yeah. I think that's why Australia always needs chefs. Because they don't take care of the chefs, you know. We become a chef and we work and we don't make enough money, or we work overwork, you know, and overload and understaff. And so people, as soon as they get opportunity, they jump off, you know. They jump off the boats and change it, you know, because they see what's the point, you know. I'm getting stressed and aged, and you know, I don't see my family much. Even if you work in Perth as a chef, you know, always Saturday, Sunday, public holiday, Christmas, New Year's Eve, you know, always working. So it's just not worth, I think, you know. So
it's just not worth the stress.
Not
given
worth the
that
stress,
travel up here, and then
and the money, and you know, it's
the family, and
and stay away from your family, and you're like, why, you know. But that's I think that's why it's good to get in the FIFO as a chef, at least from my point of view, because today is not the career I want for my life. So that's why it's good to get in the FIFO for me, because it opens the door and you meet a lot of people, and then you can change pathways.
Exactly.
You know.
Oh, absolutely.
Which I'm trying to do at the moment.
So
if you know any job,
definitely. Excellent, matey. So, where did you do your apprenticeship? Is it a trade, or
Sydney? For international students, everything's together on the year or 2 years that you do your course, because it's a full time. So you go to school, and then you have your practical in school, and then you have your apprenticeship in school, because you work for them for free on the hotel of the school.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I was doing apprenticeship in the hotel of the school, working for them, and they making money on top of us, you know. So we pay the school and working for free.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's how we did the apprenticeship. I think for Australians they do TAFE. But TAFE for me was too expensive, because as an international student, TAFE was too expensive for me. But I think you do that, and then you have to find a apprenticeship outside. You have to find, because when I was a chef in Sydney or in Perth, I had some apprentices under me.
Oh, okay.
I have like 3 apprentices from TAFE. But for international students, it's different. You do all the way in the course.
Where did you do your apprenticeship?
Wesley Institute in Sydney.
Western Institute?
Wesley Institute.
Whereabouts is that?
That was in...
I'm trying to think. Is that like near... in the city? Or?
Yeah, it's in the city.
Oh,
I just forgot the name of it.
Ultimo? Or?
No.
Because I used to live in Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in Lidcombe.
Oh, in Lidcombe, yeah. I lived in Petersham. I lived everywhere in Sydney. I started in Manly, and then, you know, Walleye Creek, Petersham, and then I went down Yagoon and ended up in Bankstown.
There you go.
Everywhere. Was in the city there.
And that's where you obviously gained your experience. That's where you obviously gained your experience.
Because each step was each term was a different cuisine. So Vietnamese, you know, and then Italian, and desserts, French, and then So each term we learn a little bit different. Because we are international chef.
Cooking techniques and
Yeah.
stuff. And,
Cook techniques
Yeah.
and cuts and
wow. Was it strenuous back then when you were apprenticeship?
was it strict?
Was it like strenuous? Like were you stressed?
Oh no
Control.
no no! Before when you're in school, like everything's nice because
Yeah.
even though you're doing apprenticeship, you don't experience the pressure that is a kitchen, you know,
Oh, okay.
because you don't have what's the name? You don't have anybody under you, or you don't have the
responsibility.
responsibility. You don't have the responsibility, so you're just a student, you know.
Yeah.
If you stuff it up, it's okay because your teacher, you know, comes there and this is wrong, you know, you cook wrong.
Yeah.
But once you're in the kitchen, you know, and you have apprentices under you, and they stuff it up, you know,
Yeah.
it's all on you, so it becomes stress, and food comes back, and you know the chef is like, oh, how come, you know, and so it starts getting stressed. But and
Mentally, it's not.
it's
sort of,
mentally,
it's sort of,
it's so many,
Do you have any funny stories during your apprenticeship years?
Oh yeah, I got some stories.
Or a funny one, you know?
When I was, I got one that if you want to cut later, you cut. I got one that when I was, I just finished my apprenticeship and then I got a job.
Yep.
And was
in Sydney?
No, in Sydney, Newtown. That was the fifth best pub in Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
At Carlisle's Hotel. I'll never forget. And I was cleaning the deep fryer, so I was on my knee, you know, cleaning the deep fryer, and this chef was screaming on me. The head chef was screaming, screaming, and I was like, God, it wasn't me, it wasn't me, you know, and it was, I just lost the plot, you know, and then I stand up, I grab him here, and brought him to my face and said, don't scream on me, you don't know who I am or where I come from, don't scream on me, it wasn't me. And he was like, oh, it's okay, man, it's okay. And after that, he never screamed on me anymore. That was a funny story. In Perth, when I was leaving the job to start mining, I have a knife, a global knife. A global knife is a very expensive knife, you know.
Okay.
I pay $550 for a knife, you know. It's my passion, that knife.
Yeah.
And it was my last day at the job, and where's my knife? You know, I was like, start my shift, where's my knife? The knife wasn't there. And then I asked guys, nobody knows, no chef knows, and then at the end of the day I went to clean the deep fryer.
Yep.
And when all the oil drained, I saw my knife was inside there. My knife bended because of the hot. You know, that was a silly joke, you know. Silly joke.
That was a really silly joke.
So my knife that I have now, if you see, is a bit bended, you know, because of the hot oil.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was a thing. But there's some pranks as well that we do. It's you put if you take a phone that's, you know, the phone is metal.
Yep.
So what they used to do is like prank each other, like in a busy environment. They take the tongue, just put like that in a deep fryer, and then clean the tongue and put there. But what happens is when you put just even as 1 second, the tongue gets very hot.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna pick it up. But with this we do with this is because in the kitchen we say never, even the tongue, you always get with a towel.
Yeah.
Everything you pick up in the kitchen, you have to assume that that's hot. You know. So you have to pick up with a towel, and as an apprentice, they don't remember this little bit. So we do these things, and they learn, you know. And then every time they pick up with a towel and out, you know, because they remember that it was hot.
And obviously they learn from that, you know.
They learn.
That,
it's not like a burn that's gonna be bubble, you know. It's just a little. It's like you feel like a shock.
Exactly.
You know?
Oh man, excellent, man. Good stories, man.
Yeah, but there is sad ones as well. When we were cleaning the kitchen with a hose, and this kitchen hand was putting the pans, because
Yeah.
the pans usually stays on top of the grills, you know, on top
Yeah.
of the deep fryers, the pans, so it would be easy to work.
Mm.
And this kitchen hand was putting there, and he didn't see the hose, and he stepped on the hose and fell with both hands on the deep fryer, man, and took it off and got burned his both hands straight to Perth, Royal Perth, man. Yeah,
Wow.
that was
Where was this location?
was
Oh,
in
Fife
Perth.
Perth.
Yeah, in Perth, in a
Wow.
restaurant. Yeah, that
Damn.
was sad. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, especially because they were students, you know.
Mm.
And,
You sort of feel.
both hands, man. It's
Yeah.
like, so
Anyway,
yeah.
where else have you been? Like FIFO.
Oh, I've been everywhere. I've been Bottle Island,
Okay.
Iramara,
Where? Drill.
Iramara,
Oh, okay.
Iramara.
I wouldn't know who that is.
A lot of FMGs,
Yeah.
Rio Tinto a lot,
Mm.
Roy Hill.
Yep.
What else? Being Brock 2, Brock 4, Jura.
Jirawa. Oh, yep.
Yeah, that
Yep.
one.
So many places there.
Yeah, so many places.
Especially because obviously your contracts are.
Yeah, because I'm with
Yeah.
I used to with ISS and then Hayes, and you know, and then Chandler McClare.
Yeah.
So I was
Jumping.
never full time on the mine, you know.
Yeah.
I was always casual. So 3 years I've been casual,
Mm.
and yeah,
Wow.
everywhere, man.
Just jumping ship all together, eh?
Jump
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. Do you get sick of it sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes I stop a little bit, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll go back now. This thing is good to be chef, you know. I'm not gonna lie. It's the even if I stop, like for 6 months I was driving trucks to
Mm.
get experience, you know, because I wanna be a truck driver.
Yeah.
And anytime we want, you know, we can stop and call and, oh, you have a job. So they always have a job for chefs, you know.
Mm.
So every time we want to go back, we always have a job as a chef.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, for example, let's say engineer, that you stop for 6 months, you behind. You gotta see what's the new, you know, what's the new technique.
Yeah.
The chef is always like, you know, you always can come back.
Exactly.
Which
so
is
what
not
you're
bad.
trying to say is basically you're thankful for the
Yeah.
qualification. you've
Yeah,
got.
yeah. I'm not.
That's
I-
pretty much giving you a massive opportunity.
Yes, and I can work anywhere in the world, which is
Yeah.
awesome, you know. And I can even go back to Brazil and work there as a chef, you know.
Mm.
It's really nice. I really
Yeah.
like the knowledge that I have as well, and my knowledge is Italian food and French dessert.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's what I got my pathway after
Wow.
school, and it's so cool, you know.
Mm.
You take
So
something
many
and-
learnings every day.
Yeah, you take something and become that dish. You're like, oh, I made it. That it's
Yeah.
cool, you know.
Wow.
It's cool.
So why do you do FIFO for?
To get a boost in the money. I really thought there was gonna be a bit more money, kind of,
Yeah.
you know. And as I said, you know, I was said, oh well, I'm stressed in Perth. I'm doing FIFO. I will do FIFO and then see how I go with. And I came to FIFO thinking, you know, I'm gonna probably make friends and probably try to change pathways, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I'm still looking. Because I think when I got in the FIFO, the boom went down.
Yeah.
So that was when the jobs, they were cutting jobs instead of getting jobs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, well, I stay here and see what it goes, and yeah.
No, good on
Because
you.
FIFO is even you know, I was doing some jobs in Perth,
Yep.
and it's not constantly, you know, and to get a boost,
Yep.
even though it's not that big money, but still, because we here we don't spend with petrol, house, you know, we just work and go
Food.
home with the food. We spend with rent in Perth because we have a house, we got a rent, but you don't spend anything else. So you kind of save money, even though it's not much that I make.
Yeah.
You still save money, you know. So it's like a boost. Like at the moment, I wasn't doing FIFO. I was doing a little bit of truck, and then they called me, oh Emerson, please do this at the end of the year for us. I was like, okay, I'll go the 25th until the 7th. And it's good because the company that I was working in Perth, they stopped for Christmas until the 7th. So it's awesome timing because I can work these 2 weeks and go back to my company. And because I'm going to Melbourne in the middle of January, it's a boost for me to save the money and go to Melbourne. You know? So it was a correct time to do it. You know? So every time you need a little bit of boost, you go back to the mining. 2 or 3 weeks, and then you kind of have that money again. You know?
Do you have like a buffer for all your money, or do you have like you save a little bit at a time, or as you said, like boosting and like you're sort of what's your so how do you relate, like as in like obviously you're talking about money and stuff, do you have a backup plan or something like that, or do you have like a
until now it kind of comes and goes the money, you know. Now next year, because sometimes as well with the company that I have, they say, oh, you make like I don't know $3,000 in 2 weeks. It's a good money, it is. But then sometimes I don't have. I call them like this last month I was calling them and they didn't have much job. So I worked the 2 weeks and then I get like 3 something, and then I stayed without work 2-3 weeks. So all the money I make I have to use, you know, pay bills and this and that. So it's like, because it's not a full-time job, it's like a roller coaster, you know. So next year I'm applying for some, because now I got my citizenship. And I want to apply some public jobs, you know.
Congrats, man. Thanks. Good on you, man.
I'm waiting now for the ceremony, that's all. But
true.
And then I'm thinking to about some public jobs and have a secure job, you know. But that's why I have so many plans for next year. You know. I'm looking to open restaurants. So
awesome!
A lot of things, you know, going on. So that is, I always have a lot of doors, you know. Like if I get a job in the mine, like seed, you know, if I get an open restaurant, or you know, so many things.
So that's a massive goal to achieve. Absolutely.
So I always have a lot of doors.
Just prior to that, who actually inspired you? Who actually inspired you to be a chef? Where did it all begin?
When I came to Australia, because I was doing the mechanic engineer, and my grandma always used to cook good. It's always the grandma. And then was one pathway to get a permanent residency. And I was like, okay, because I don't have the money to do the engineering, so I will do the chef, because you know I kind of like the way my grandma used to cook, because she's Hungarian, but my grandma is Italian. And she used to cook a lot of Hungarian, Italian foods. That's why I get.
And then Brazil.
But I'm all mixed. From my father is Italian, Hungarian. From my mom is American, Indian, and Spanish. They were born in Brazil. That's why I lean towards Italian dishes and French desserts. And I have no French in my family, but I love French desserts. You know? And my grandma was the inspire and the permanent residency as well. That's one pathway to get a permanent residency.
Did you ever cook with grandma?
Oh really? Yeah. My friends didn't know how to cook at all when it comes to Australia, and it was a thing that I knew because I lost my mom when I was very young.
When I was 6.
When I was 6. And so my grandma always teach me and my brother how to cook. And that is a funny story about that. My friend. My friend was like, "Oh, you're doing cookery. How can I cook an egg? You know, how can I fry an egg?" I was like, "Are you kidding, man? You just take a pan, put oil, and then an egg, and you know you cook." And then in the afternoon he calls me. I was like, "Oh, you full off, man." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Oh, What did you do? I took a pot,
Yep.
I put half of oil,
Hmm.
and I put an egg there, start stirring, and nothing happened. I was like, what the hell are you doing, man? Half a bottle of oil in the thing, you deep frying the egg.
Yeah.
So it's funny, not even eggs, some people don't know how to cook, and I was really glad I knew when
Yeah.
it came to Australia.
Oh no, good on you, man.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, I don't know how to cook for shit, bro. Honestly, yeah. My wife always cooks for me, so I'm not afraid to say that too. Because that is pretty hard, you know, especially as you said after work and stuff, and that's the last thing you would want to be doing, especially in this game, eh? At the FIFO game, you're just so knackered, it's not funny. And
But at home I don't cook much as well. I'm a bad, my missus cook as well. Just like you, it's like that. My ex was a masseuse, and at home she never make a massage. You know, it's always like that. I'm a chef and I never cook home. It's if I cook one or two dishes when someone come home, but if not,
you're just a pointer.
Yeah.
Yeah, do this, do that, do that.
Yeah.
Nah, good on you, mate.
Right.
Yeah. Other than that, just off the topic there, bro. Just off the topic.
Yeah.
What's the biggest accomplishment you have achieved in life?
I think it's getting my permanent residency, man. Because man, it was so difficult when I came. So difficult. It was 3 months I didn't have job.
Yeah.
3-4 months, and my money was finishing,
Hmm.
and I didn't know much English. And everybody that I meet, I used to say, "Nice to meet you. Do you have a job for me?" "Oh, sorry, my name is Emerson." You know.
Oh, okay.
And I met this Brazilian friend. That he's a friend until even nowadays. He's my best friend.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, I have a job, you know." And then he found me a job. So I was going. I had 2 jobs for 3 months. I didn't have where to live.
Yeah.
So I was living like in McDonald's, having shower
Really?
in Sydney, having shower in the beach.
Yep.
You know, so I had my backpack with my shampoo and things, and I go to school from 4 p.m. until 9 p.m.
Mhm.
And then I go to McDonald's, had a burger, and then I sleep a little bit because it was a 24 hours at McDonald's, so
That's
I made
right.
friends with them.
Yep.
And then I slept a bit with my luggage, and then go to work, start at 11 until 6,
Wow.
and then go to McDonald's, have another burger, go straight to another job, 7 to 3,
Mm.
and then go to school 4:30 until 9. And I did it for 3 months there. Saturday, Sunday, I meet a girl here, I sleep in that place, and someone had a barbecue, I crashed in the place.
Mm.
I did it for 3 months to pay my course.
No,
Chef
good on you,
course.
man. That's a real inspiration, really.
That's
in
why,
itself, especially for 4 months without.
yeah, it was tough, man.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have Facebook or friends when I came.
Yeah. When was this?
2008.
2008. Wow.
In Brazil, we had Orkut, is a different one, which
Okay.
is kind of Facebook, but just for Brazilians and Indians.
Yeah.
Just these two used to use. I did never heard about Facebook.
Mm.
But nowadays it's easy. Like my friend came, his cousin is here, or you know, you just chat with people. You're getting to know people when you come.
Mm.
But yeah, back then I was like, wow, $60, $65, and nowhere to live. And
Man, you're a true hustler, definitely.
and I didn't want to call my father because I had a stepmother, and we were not good, and I didn't want to ask money for him. So I was like, no, I'll do myself. You know?
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's my biggest achievement, my permanent residency.
No,
Yeah,
good
pay my
on you,
course.
mate. Definitely. Where do you see yourself in a year's time?
Well, I with a lot of money. I play poker, you know. That's why I go to Melbourne.
Yeah.
When I start playing poker, and I play a lot of my after I start playing poker,
Yeah.
I pay a lot of my courses with poker. Full
Oh,
poker.
wow.
Yeah. In a course of 6-7 years in Australia studying, because
Yeah.
we don't have a working holiday. We have to continue studying.
Mm.
You know, so I study everything: business, hospitality, management, IT, certificate 3 in cookery, diploma in hospitality management. Because you have to keep studying until I find a sponsor.
Yeah.
And I spent 193,000 in school fees.
Wow.
And I paid 72% through poker. I used to go in the casino and make cash, and then pay the school, and then that's how.
So you were basically going from 6 to 6, which was work just to pay your bills.
No, the first 3 months I was just working.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And then I pay my course because my visa was running out.
Yep.
And then I quit one job, and then I went to casino to do the poker. Then I started doing money, and I was like, oh, now it's good.
Yeah.
So that's why I go to every January. There is Aussie Million in Melbourne.
Yep.
The first place is 380,000.
Wow.
So I'm going again the 17th.
Yep.
Of January. So I think that I'm pursuing heavily poker career.
Nah, good on you, man.
So I see 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Work.
Yeah. What about in 5 years' time? Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Probably married with another kid.
Oh, yeah.
Because the girl that I am now,
Yep.
we really want to get married and have more kids.
Oh, wow.
Because I have one with my ex,
Yep.
but I'm separate. I'm divorced.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And probably.
Sure. Do you care to share? Because obviously that's a big part of FIFO too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's divorcees, and do you care to share, if you don't mind, was that through FIFO or?
They'll be separate.
Yes.
No.
Oh,
it
okay.
wasn't profile for no. It's just we were too different. Yeah.
What about any? So you got a girlfriend?
Yeah, we
Family?
met in the FIFO.
Oh,
after we
right.
separated, I
Yeah.
met in the FIFO.
Yeah.
My girlfriend.
Do you have family here?
No. My family never came. My father's scared of plane. I don't go to Brazil since 2010. I need to go back there. So yeah, I just.
Wow. Have you what's it called? Do you have any positive quotes or?
You take it outside for us?
Okay.
Just because there's a sign that's there on the wall.
Okay,
Yeah.
Oh, no worries.
No worries.
Give me just.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
good, man,
no.
I just thought I'd let you guys know.
Nah, no worries. Yeah,
no
absolutely.
worries.
But I
Thank
didn't
you very
realise
much.
it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sorry, bro.
No worries.
Is there any? Do you care to share? Or have you got any? Do you have any positive quotes or mottos you live by?
Never do to somebody that you don't want them to do to you.
Okay, say that again.
You never do to somebody that thing that you don't want them to do to you. Always put the shoes of somebody in your feet, and treat everybody equally.
Awesome, mate.
That's how I live. Yeah.
Nah, thank you for that, I really appreciate that, brother.
It's a pleasure.
No,
man.
it's a pleasure, man. It's a really is, because obviously you get different people, from every walks of life. So once again, thanks, man.
No worries,
I
man.
really appreciate that, Papa.
Yeah, no worries.
And,
And also never let someone to tell that your dream is not good, because it's your dream. People see everybody. There is one day I read this quote that got me, and it's so true. It goes like, you, the person you, there is a million of you.
Yeah.
Because each person that meets you, each person that knows you, your family, your father, your brother see you different than your father see you. And the punchline is, you that you know this you doesn't exist.
Yep.
Because this you is how you see yourself, and nobody see yourself the way you see yourself. And this got me, because before I used to fight with my girlfriend. I go like how come she says that I'm this? I'm not, because in my mind I'm not.
Yeah.
But this person that I'm thinking, it doesn't exist because she sees me different the way I see myself, the way you see yourself.
Yeah.
So it's so crazy. Like this you that it's you that you know doesn't exist. Like you are different to everybody else. Each people see different you.
Exactly, man.
It's so deep. It's so crazy.
Thank you. I really appreciate those positive comments. You know, especially for people like you.
Pleasure.
Nah, it's really, once again, brother. Thank you. I can't express more than that. And yeah, look forward to seeing you in the future, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah,
For sure.
thank you, Fafa, once again.
No worries.
Yeah. That's basically it, mate.
Awesome.
Yeah. Nah, thank you for that, mate.
No worries, man.
You know, because as I said to you before, I've been in the game for years, bro. 6 years, and I've suddenly realised, you know, you probably can relate to it in a way of, you know, mentally, so many things, man, especially in the FIFA world, you know. What do you think about it, like the FIFA? You still like it?
Not really.
No.
If I can find a job in
It's hard, especially for family.
Yeah. It's like before I was if you divided, you know, it was like 2 weeks, $3,000.
Yeah.
You know, and 1 week that you don't work, if you divide 3,000 for 1,000 a week, you know, for 1,000 a week I can find a job in Perth, you know, and be there for 1,000, be close to friends and family, you know. So, but at the moment, as I said, my company is gonna stop now until the 7th. So because I'm a casual as well, I don't have income. So I was like, okay, I'll do these 2 weeks.
Yeah, you gotta keep hustling, you know.
Yeah, but it's not my. I don't intend to get a full time, at least as a chef. I don't intend because.
Do you have any extra strategies? Just poker. Business.
Business, the poker. I applied for the police force.
Yep.
I did my first test.
Oh, okay.
So I'm waiting for the review and see if I pass for the second stage.
Yep.
So yeah, this is my.
That's your second goal or extra strategy.
Yeah. Because police officer was my first goal in Brazil, but my father is very scared.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a very dangerous job in Brazil. You know.
Sounds like it.
I still
drug cartels and everything.
Yeah.
You name it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
it's like,
it's a thing that I was really want to, and he was like, no, go to the army, and then I was like, okay, army. When I was 18, I went to the army, and then they like, we don't need, we don't go to war, you know, go home. And then I came to Australia. I was like, oh, okay, I'll go to the army. My father, no, go to police, because here they go out, you know. And I was like, oh, I always wanted to be a police, so I applied before and I couldn't do because I think my visa. Now I go and I got approved for my first interview, so I went there and did the test. So I'm waiting for the answer. Hopefully I go to second stage and third and fourth, and then I get into it. And and then if I get to the police, I'll see if it's not a conflict of interest. If I can open a restaurant. And if I can open a restaurant, we are opening in October.
Awesome, man. No, definitely. Oh, true.
Yeah, we already all have
You already have business plans and stuff already as we speak?
The building is building. They're gonna start building January the business, the restaurant. It's gonna be it's child care and then it's gonna be
a chef in a cafe too.
In a cafe next to us. So the cafe is ours and the child care is the builder.
Beautiful, man.
It's Scarborough.
So that's your big goal,
more
or less to say.
Yeah. So everything I'm working, you know, towards. So if I get, you know, go to Melbourne and I get like, you know, 380,000, so I can put in the business, you know, I can become a police officer and you know, have still, you know, the money that I can use.
Yeah.
So that is all this. That's why I'm saying 2019 is going to be a big year.
Oh, absolutely, man. Sounds like it, especially for yourself. Coming from basically from nothing.
All
the way to.
I also have I forgot to tell you. Still,
No, tell.
I also have a cleaning business at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, trust cleaning.
Wow.
Yeah, and in Perth, that I have 2 girls working at the moment for me,
Yep.
and we do house cleaning, house and commercial.
How's that going? All good?
Yeah, it's pays some bills, but
Yeah.
it's not enough for me to just stop working. But pay some bills, and
Yeah.
so I'm thinking if I'm gonna sell the business and just focus on these 2 things, or if I'm gonna continue with that.
Yeah.
So
That's
big year
good.
next year.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's another extra strategy, more or less, to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I always open all the doors, you know. I always,
Yeah.
always go for a lot of doors.
Ah, awesome, man. Once again, I don't know what to say. 'Cause
Yeah, a lot to say.
a lot to say, especially with the business-wise as well, you know.
Yeah.
So this game is definitely like a short-term solution for yourself, eh?
Because I wanted, you know, my biggest dream is like my father. My father retired when he was 42 years old.
Really?
He's been 19 years. He doesn't work.
19 years he hasn't worked.
My father always say to me, my son, you never get rich working for others.
Yeah.
If you're working for others, you would get rich. Everybody would be rich. You gotta think outside the box, you know.
Wow.
So if you think outside the box, you can achieve something, you know. If you're not, the system make us think that we have to go to school, finish uni, finish a course, get a job, work for a boss, retire. This is the system. They want us to do that. And people that think outside the system become the boss, you know, become this, become that. So don't follow the system, you know. Follow your dream, you know.
Follow your dream.
Yeah, follow your dream. Obviously, you have to have plan, you know, and action, because a plan without action is a dream. You know, it's just a dream. But when you put action on it, the dream becomes reality, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work.
Absolutely, man.
And you can't be scared to fail, you know.
Yeah.
Because you have to pursue fail. It's like one guy I once told, I can't remember who was it. He said you have to pursue a failure, because in a failure you grow. You know, you see a lot of guys that they're big and successful nowadays. They fail a lot. I think it was Arnold Schwarzenegger that said that. And yeah, so you always dream and put the plan.
Man, you're a great inspiration in that kind of sense, man. And do you have a favorite book? Do you read books or anything like that, or is it just?
No, I don't read much books. I see more podcasts.
Oh, okay.
You know, I was never. That's a thing that it's one of my flaws. I don't read much books, and I should do. But yeah, I'm more like visual and listening than reading. I was always like that.
Yeah.
And so podcasts.
Podcasts. I know you're listening all the time. Really similar to myself, you know.
Inspiration videos on YouTube.
Yeah. It does come in handy, especially telephone, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah,
Bring up your dad in a second, or see how he's going and stuff, and
let's see.
say Merry Christmas or something like that.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, before when I came it was like so expensive to call Brazil. Now data, use data, Skype, WhatsApp, so good nowadays. All those companies that used to sell cards, 100 minutes for $10. Now they lost business. Nothing, because you can use data.
Yeah. Once again, you're a positive bloke, man, and you've got great ambitions, you know?
Yeah.
And once again, thank you, Papa.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure. Pleasure.
You know, when I approached you, did you feel any insecure or anything like that? Nah.
No, because I'm a
entrepreneur yourself.
Yeah, and
you understood where I was coming from, eh?
Yeah, And also I'm very people-minded, you know.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a shy person. That's how I think I was good in this country, because a shy person the world eats, you know. So even though I didn't know, for example, much English, I was talkative and talk to people, and like, you know, with grammatical wrong grammatical, I still, you know, vocabulary, I still used to talk to people correct me. It was a funny thing that one lady asked me one day, as soon as I got in birth in Australia, in Sydney, she was in the bus and said, how long do you intend, you want to stay in Australia? I said to her, because the verb intend in Portuguese is pretend. And then I said to her, I pretend to be here forever. And she's like, I pretend to be here forever. You mean I intend to be here forever, isn't it? I was like, no, pretend. I didn't know, you know. She tried to correct me. And I was like, oh yeah. And then my friend said, oh, this is the false cognate, you know. That the word sounds the same as Portuguese, but there is a different meaning. Oh. And then I was like, oh, okay, so, you know, but I wasn't shy, I still try to say it, you know.
Because that's what it is, eh?
Yeah.
It's all about communication.
Yeah, that's it.
Especially in the FIFO.
It's not how you talk to the person, but how you pass your ideas, you know. Because it's sometimes you think, do you talk and the person understand? But it's making the person understand. That's the communication. That's when the communication occurs, you know. When we talk and the person understands, doesn't matter how. So sometimes, you know, we're like, oh, this, you know, this. Like, knife in Portuguese is faca. Faca. Faca.
Oh, okay, faca. Yeah.
And then imagine, I'm in a homestay. Everybody in the table to eat. The grandma of the family, and I was in a homestay, you know, for 1 month when I came to Australia. And then I was like to the lady, can you please passa faca? She was like, don't swear in my house. This is knife. I was like, no, faca, knife, Portuguese.
Portuguese.
I was like, no. It's so funny how words are different.
Words are different, definitely, man. But thanks for that little feedback, you know. Hopefully I didn't scare you at all.
No, man, no,
you know, it's, I know hopefully I'm doing well to, you know, the journey that I'm on.
Goes good, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And later on, let me know.
Absolutely, you know, and you know, obviously, you know.
That no
Facebook. fifoinspo. You know.
Inspo. Okay.
fifoinspo.
Awesome, brother.
Yeah, no, thank you. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. No. So what do you think? If you think this was interesting to you, subscribe to the channel right now so you don't miss out on inspirational stories just like this. And also leave me a comment down below if there's anything you would like me to show you. For now, take care and stay safe. Bye.